Pakistan take on Netherlands, and well, this is a masterclass that we are going to get from Harsha, of course, on the Netherlands team. But first up on Pakistan, I feel Pakistan's coming in. They've had a great 2023. They've won 10 out of the 16 games. The Asia Cup didn't go quite well. The media went crazy. But otherwise, they've been in good form. Openers have been good if you keep Fakhar Zaman out of it. We'll have a look at the squad, but they probably go with their predictable squad, playing their people who we know are predictable. Of course, Naseem sits out because of his injury.
I think the 11 is ready. The only question is, do they play Mohammad Nawaz, who in the warm-up game looked in good nick, bowled accurately, or do they play the very impressive Usama Mir, who can also bat? You're looking at someone to bat at 8. Usama Mir can do that, but he's not like Shadab. He's the more classical leg spinner who tosses it up and looked very impressive in that little phase that he bowled. But they are going to go with Fakhar Zaman and not Abdullah Shafiq.
So your opening
is Imam and Fakhar.
Okay.
Then Babar and Rizwan, and then they'll play Salman Agha and Iftikhar, followed by Shadab and either Nawaz or I'd play two leggies, either Nawaz or Usama Mir. And I think they've decided to go ahead with Hassan Ali. Yeah. Hassan Ali takes their batting that deep, because even Mohammad Wasim can bat. But Hassan Ali takes that batting that deep, but they also want someone to bowl the new ball along with Shaheen Afridi. So Hassan Ali will play, and then Shaheen and Haris Rauf.
Joy, you think a little bit of pressure on Shadab? He's not been in the greatest of form.
Yeah, right? Shadab has not been in the greatest of form, but either if Usama Mir comes in, they need their second spinner to perform. And I feel that if he has that support, and Haris Rauf bowls well in the middle overs as well, I think it's going to make a difference. I think that's the one place that they're missing that pie. Are their spinners good enough to win out here? Because if you're going to win in the subcontinent, your spinners must come to the party. Shadab did not come to the party during the Asia Cup. If they get that right, I think the rest of the team is pretty much in gear. And Salma Agha's given them runs up front. All the rest have scored at some point during the Asia Cup. They didn't end up impressively, but all of them, Babar got runs. Everyone got runs.
Babar gets runs anyway. But Shadab has one thing that other players in the team do not have, which is he's ridiculously quick in the field. It's an area that Pakistan have traditionally been weak in, and it's an area that this team is a bit suspect on. They can, even now at international level, they can still do some comical things in the field, but Shadab is among the best wherever he feels. So he's always plus in the field. He's the vice captain, so they will play Shadab. My question is whether they will play Usama Mir. But they need, from a game like Netherlands, they need a big win. And they need Fakhar Zaman to get into form.
Have to get
because
he's actually the one guy who didn't get runs.
He's the only guy who's not been in.
Who didn't get
He's throwing his bat at the moment. He's very hands player, just throwing his bat at everything. And if he doesn't get going, so for Pakistan, starts are crucial. We talked about it sitting here, right here during the Asia Cup. If Shaheen Afridi doesn't get wickets with the new ball, what happens? But Fakhar, they need a start from Fakhar Zaman to be able to get going, because Babar is a different player once he comes at the back of a start.
All right, let's have a look at Netherlands squad. Now, Netherlands is playing their World Cup after 2011, and of course, they've come off that qualifiers where they've had great form, that big win against West Indies and against Scotland as well. But Harsha, if you have to go and look at the squad, the openers Vikramjit and Max O'Dowd have been doing really well.
But I'm happy to see Vikramjit scoring runs against, because he was struggling for runs for a while. Max O'Dowd is fantastic. But there's one name that stands out. Today we talked about Rachin Ravindra and sitting in a pub in Bangalore. Manodu kuda unnadandi akkada Bezawada nunchi Teja Nidamanuru.
Ardhamendi.
Ardhamendi. She does Telugu movies. Correct. She does Telugu movies.
Fantastic.
Mana Sayaminenandi. But that is a great story too. Over there, went to New Zealand as a 6-year-old. Played first-class cricket in New Zealand alongside people like Glenn Phillips and the others. Couldn't quite make it. Went to Utrecht to try and play professional cricket in Holland. Did good enough to get picked for them. Got a 4-year contract, fulfilled the residency. Wow. And now there's 25-30 people coming from Vijayawada tomorrow to watch him play, including his mother and grandmother. All coming to watch him play. But that's a side story. Yeah, Max O'Dowd is one of my favorite associate nation batter. I love the way, I love his mullet and I love his batting style. They've gone back they've recalled Wesley Barrezzi. He's the oldest player in the tournament at 39. They've recalled Wesley Barrezzi. He's one of those names, you know, you look at old Dutch sides, I seem to remember some names, you'll find Baresi.
He might have played with Baz's father also.
He might have played with
Tim.
Tim the leader, I don't know. But they've got him back because they're missing a couple of people through injuries. And I think the one player that they'll, in my view, they'll miss the most of these two bowlers. One is Tim Pringle, the left-arm spinner. He's injured. And Fred Klaassen, the quick. Because Klaassen and Paul van Meekeren they were a really good opening combination. But Bas de Leader, Logan van Beek, Max Soudal, these are good players.
But you think, the only problem out of yes, they are inexperienced, but they will be missing, they have only 4 seamers, if I'm not wrong, because of the injuries that have come.
Yeah, but Aryan Dutt is an off spinner who's done really well for them of late. So they've got Colin Ackerman will bowl spin for them. I think Van der Merwe is one of those, what we call chore bowlers, fires it into you and, tries to get it, changes his bowling, does all sorts of things. Again, a veteran from South Africa who's finally, playing there. I think this is going to be a side that will always, again, play
surprise
above.
You.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'll play better than the talent suggests, but they're up against a really good team. And the other thing is the bowlers like Harris Trough, Shaheen Shah Afridi, if you don't play top level international competition, they're not easy to play against. So,
but you have to applaud the Dutch. They went to play the qualifiers without 5 of their first 11.
Yes.
Who were
because they were not released by the counties.
Who were playing county cricket. They're professional cricketers. They don't make money playing cricket in Netherlands.
Absolutely.
So they have to make their money playing county cricket.
3 of them are back now for the World
3 of them, Colin Ackerman, Roelof, they're all back now. But they qualified there through some great... They beat the West Indies in a super over.
Yes.
With Teja hit 100.
I think some 374
and
something.
Van Beek finished
and
it.
Logan van Beek came back. He finished the game and then in the super over did that too. So they're a side with some character. They've got nothing to lose. Beware the team that's got nothing to lose. But I just think that purely in terms of skill and the others, Pakistan might have way too much for them.
But I think in the 2022 T20 World Cup, they played a hand in helping Pakistan because they beat South Africa.
They beat South Africa.
Can we have any surprises on the cards? Because like you said, they have nothing to lose.
So, my only point is that, of course, given what happened today, we will not even talk about being surprised or not surprised. But it's easier to surprise people in 20 over games than 50 over games because there's more time for a good team to recover. Having said that, this is a very good side and it's a side that's, again, what they did without 5 players, nobody thought they had a ghost of a chance for them to get there. But also interestingly, 3 months before the World Cup, they're searching for sponsors, searching for somebody. And when you see teams like, say, India or England, where there are staff of 20-25 people with the teams, you think of the struggle they go through just to be on the same ground as these teams, and you realize their performance is so much, they've got so much into their game.
Yeah. And this is a rare occasion. They don't play much one-day cricket. I don't think they have a one-day international for the next year against one of the top sides in the world. So they have to make the most of what they have, which is what Joy said. If you've not played the Afridis and the Haris Raufs,